Archangel Michael says, the air around you has been heavier than usual, a stillness lingering in places where it shouldn't. It is not by accident, but because a woman close to you has been weaving something dark in secret. Her steps are calculated, her eyes pretending kindness while her heart sharpens every intention like a blade hidden under silk. Her presence may seem familiar, even comforting at times, but that is part of her disguise. She has been quietly planting seeds of chaos, choosing moments when you are distracted to set her plan in motion. What you don't see is that her patience is her most dangerous weapon. The signs have been there, in the smallest moments, a glance she quickly hides, a message she deletes before you notice, a change in her tone when certain names are spoken. She has been rehearsing her moves in silence, ensuring that when she strikes, it feels like it came from nowhere. But it won't be from nowhere, it will come from right beside you. Her confidence grows because she believes you are blind to her game. She thinks you have no reason to suspect her, that your trust in her is unshakable. But the truth is beginning to push its way to the surface, and it will expose her before she is ready. Type Amen to get blessing 333. You may have felt strange energy in certain conversations, like she's trying to pull information from you while pretending to care. This is because every word you speak is being stored, measured, and twisted into the shape she needs. She is not working alone, whispers have been exchanged in places you haven't seen. There is an unease you can't quite name, but it's because her presence is no longer clean. She has allowed herself to be guided by jealousy, envy, and something much darker that has taken root in her spirit. The dangerous part is that she has convinced herself she's justified. She will smile in your face, perhaps even offer help, but deep down every action is leading toward the trap she believes you will fall into. If you notice her appearing at times she shouldn't be there, or asking questions she has no reason to ask, know that this is her testing the waters. Archangel Michael says, your awareness is the light she cannot stand in. Once you begin to act like you know something, she will grow restless, and that is when she will start making mistakes. And those mistakes will give you the proof you need. Type Amen to get blessing 914. The danger here is not in her words, but in the way she's building her plan around your habits. She has studied your patterns, when you leave, when you return, who you speak to, and what you value most. This knowledge gives her an advantage if you continue to move the same way. You might soon hear a subtle warning from someone unexpected, a half-finished sentence, a hesitant tone. Pay attention, because those fragments could be your lifeline. People who have seen her true side are hesitant to speak, fearing the backlash, but the truth is too heavy to stay hidden much longer. She is closer than you think, close enough to see the details of your life, close enough to hear things not meant for her ears. And this closeness is exactly what allows her to be dangerous. It's not a stranger you should fear most, but the familiar face hiding the unfamiliar heart. Even now, she believes she will not be discovered until her plan is complete. But she underestimates the strength of divine timing, and the way light can pierce through the thickest darkness in a single moment. Type Amen to get blessing 802. There will be a day very soon when her mask slips without her realizing. It might be in the middle of a conversation when her words reveal too much, or in the way she reacts too quickly to news she shouldn't know. That is the crack in her armor that will let the truth pour out. Her intentions are sharp, but her emotions are unstable. When confronted with something unexpected, she may lash out or retreat, and both will show you her true alignment. Watch her when she thinks no one is watching. Her guard will lower, her steps will falter, and you will see the shadow behind her smile. Archangel Michael says, your protection is already being placed around you, layer by layer. But you must not ignore the inner voice that warns you at strange hours. That is not fear speaking, that is guidance. The days ahead are not meant to scare you, but to prepare you. Because once you see her for who she really is, you will never be fooled again. Type Amen to get blessing 619. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Her silence will soon feel heavier than her words, and that is when you must pay closer attention. There is power in what she does not say, in the gaps between her sentences, in the way her eyes move when certain topics are brought up. This is where her secrets hide, wrapped in hesitation and false innocence. She has been placing herself in situations where she can overhear details that were never meant for her ears. Sometimes she lingers longer than necessary, pretending to be busy, when in reality, she's gathering information for her own advantage. The danger lies in the fact that she already knows more than you realize. Her plotting is not reckless, it's been methodical, planned in quiet hours when she is sure no one is watching. She thrives on the idea that when the moment comes, you will be blindsided. But that assumption will be her undoing, because you are not as unprepared as she thinks. You may soon notice her aligning herself with people who have no genuine care for you. They are drawn together by a shared desire to benefit from your downfall. Every time they whisper, they build a wall between you and the truth, but cracks are beginning to form in that wall. Type Amen to get blessing 452. She believes she's hidden her tracks well, but the smallest detail will betray her. Perhaps it will be a slip in her tone, a misplaced item, or an unusual piece of information she should not have known. The truth will begin to leak through in moments she cannot control. Her motives run deeper than surface-level envy. This is personal. Somewhere in her heart, she has decided that your happiness is a threat to her own survival. This twisted reasoning fuels her actions, making her both dangerous and unpredictable. Archangel Michael says, there is a shield forming around you even now, though you cannot see it. Forces greater than her deception are already moving to ensure that when she makes her final move, it will not strike you but instead fall back on her. The moment she steps fully into her plan, it will begin to unravel. You must keep your energy steady during this time. She feeds on your reactions, on the emotions you show when something bothers you. If you give her nothing, she will become frustrated, and frustration makes her careless. Type Amen to get blessing 778. Her eyes will be on you more than usual in the coming days. She will try to read your expressions, looking for any sign that you suspect her. This constant watchfulness will become her weakness, because in focusing so much on you, she will neglect to cover her own tracks. You may sense her presence in unexpected places, almost as if she is following your path without directly confronting you. It will be subtle at first, but once you notice the pattern, it will be undeniable. This is not coincidence, it is strategy. Her greatest mistake will be assuming that your silence means ignorance. What she doesn't know is that you are already seeing the edges of her game. And when you finally act, it will be swift and decisive, leaving no room for her to recover. The moment of revelation will be powerful. You will see the truth so clearly that her past actions will make sudden sense. Every strange look, every unexplained absence, every odd remark, all will align like pieces of a puzzle you didn't know you were solving. Type Amen to get blessing 915. She may try to play the victim when her plans begin to fail. This is her attempt to rewrite the story, to paint herself as the one who was wronged. But deep down, she will know the truth, and that truth will weigh on her like a stone she cannot drop. Archangel Michael says, "This is not a time for fear, but for clarity." The exposure of her intentions is part of a greater alignment in your life. Sometimes shadows reveal themselves only when the light is bright enough, and your light is about to shine so intensely that no deceit can survive in it. You will soon find unexpected allies in this situation. People who had stayed silent before will suddenly feel compelled to speak. Their words will confirm what your intuition has been whispering all along. And when it happens, you will not need to confront her with anger, the truth will do it for you. Her carefully built facade will crumble under the weight of what she tried to hide. Type Amen to get blessing 641. Her mask will begin to crack in the smallest ways, almost invisible to anyone not paying attention. A brief tremble in her voice, a flash of irritation when something doesn't go her way, or a pause too long before answering a simple question. These moments are the truth leaking through her carefully built walls. She will start to notice that the control she once had is slipping. The people she thought would always support her will begin to question her behavior. Tiny doubts will start forming in their minds, and those doubts will spread faster than she can silence them. You may find her becoming more desperate, more determined to make her plan work before it collapses. This desperation will make her reckless, and recklessness is the enemy of secrecy. Every move she makes now will carry the risk of exposure. Archangel Michael says, her downfall will not come from outside interference, it will come from her own hands. The very steps she took to harm you will lead her directly into the trap she set for you. And when she realizes this, it will already be too late. Type Amen to get blessing 508. She has underestimated your ability to adapt. While she believes you are still moving the same way, you have already shifted your steps, making it impossible for her to predict your next move. This quiet change is what will throw her entire plan into confusion. You may begin to notice subtle signs of her frustration, a sharp tone, an unguarded look, a sudden avoidance of topics she once brought up easily. These are indicators that she is losing her sense of control. And when someone built on manipulation loses control, they become dangerous in a different way. This is when you must remain calm and steady, even as you see her unravel. Do not match her chaos with your own, your stillness will be the weapon that defeats her. She will not know how to fight someone who refuses to play her game. The path to her exposure will be gradual, but once it reaches a certain point, it will happen all at once. One truth will lead to another, and suddenly the entire picture will be clear, not only to you but to everyone around her. Type Amen to get blessing 274. Her fear will grow when she realizes she is losing control of the narrative. People she counted on to support her will begin to distance themselves. Whispers will follow her wherever she goes, and she will feel the same eyes on her that she once kept on you. This shift in energy will weaken her, stripping away the confidence that fueled her actions. And when the final piece of truth falls into place, she will have no way to defend herself without revealing even more. Archangel Michael says, "The reason this is happening now is because your life is entering a season where false connections cannot remain. Anyone whose intentions are hidden in shadows will be pushed out, no matter how close they once were. You will not have to go looking for proof, proof will find you. It will come in ways you least expect, from sources you never imagined. And when it arrives, it will be undeniable." Type Amen to get blessing 911. Once her truth is exposed, she will try one last time to regain control. She might offer apologies, promises, or explanations filled with half-truths. But the air around her will no longer feel the same, and you will know that her words are not to be trusted. She will realize too late that the power she thought she had over you was never real. It was an illusion, built on your trust, a trust she will never have again. And without that, her influence will dissolve into nothing. Her departure from your life will not be dramatic, it will be silent, the same way she tried to work against you. She will fade into the background, carrying the weight of her own choices. And as she goes, you will feel the atmosphere around you grow lighter. The heaviness will lift, and you will finally understand just how much her presence had been clouding your path. Type Amen to get blessing 362. Her final collapse will not come in a loud outburst, but in the quiet moments when she realizes she has no moves left. The connections she once used as allies will turn cold, their loyalty replaced with suspicion. Her confidence will crumble as the walls she built around her plans start closing in on her instead. She will try to watch you from a distance, searching for a sign that you are shaken. But instead of weakness, she will see you standing stronger, moving forward as if her existence no longer affects your steps. This will be the moment she understands her power over you is gone forever. Archangel Michael says, "The divine hand is already guiding every detail of this ending. You may not see the threads being pulled, but each one is moving her further from your life. The separation is not only necessary, it is protection you will one day look back on with gratitude. There will be a day when you remember her face, her voice, and her presence, and it will no longer carry the weight it once did. Instead, it will feel distant, as though she were just a shadow passing by, unable to touch you again." Type Amen to get blessing 847. Even as she fades, she will attempt to leave traces behind, hoping to still influence you from afar. A message, a gift, a rumor. All subtle ways to keep herself in your energy. But by then, her reach will have been cut off, and these attempts will dissolve before they can harm you. Her downfall will serve as a warning to others who might have tried the same path. They will see that every hidden plan, no matter how carefully crafted, eventually faces the light. And in that light, deception cannot survive. This ending will not be about revenge or anger, it will be about freedom. Your life will feel open again, free from the quiet tension of wondering what she might be doing behind your back. And as she disappears completely, new doors will begin to open for you. Opportunities that were blocked by her energy will finally flow into your path, and you will step into them without hesitation. Type Amen to get blessing 590. When the dust settles, you will notice how much your world changes without her presence. Conversations will feel lighter, your thoughts will flow more clearly, and your spirit will no longer carry the weight of someone else's hidden agenda. This clarity will also bring new awareness. You will see patterns in other relationships more easily, spotting deception before it has the chance to grow. Her actions, as painful as they were, will sharpen your intuition like never before. Archangel Michael says, "What was meant to harm you has become the very thing that strengthened you." This is why her plan could never truly succeed. It was built on the assumption that you would stay blind forever. But your eyes are now wide open. And once you have seen the truth, you can never unsee it. That is your greatest shield moving forward, one that no hidden enemy can break. Type Amen to get blessing 402. This chapter will close with peace, not chaos. There will be no need for confrontation because the truth itself will have spoken louder than any argument could. She will be left with her own thoughts, her own regrets, and the knowledge that she lost her position by her own doing. As you move forward, you will carry the lessons but not the pain. The divine will ensure that the space she leaves behind is quickly filled with people who are genuine, loyal, and aligned with your purpose. The light around you will grow brighter, and the shadows that once clung to you will vanish completely. What once felt like a threat will now be nothing more than a faded memory. And in that moment, you will understand, this was never about her winning. This was about you rising. Type Amen to get blessing 711. Her absence will first feel unusual, like a missing piece in the familiar rhythm of your days. But as the hours and weeks pass, you will realize that what is missing was never truly a blessing to begin with. The quiet will be peaceful, not empty, a calm that had been stolen from you for too long. She will still exist in the background of your world, but no longer as a force capable of reaching you. Any whispers she tries to send your way will lose their power the moment they touch your energy. The protection around you will act like an invisible barrier, turning every attempt into nothing but wasted effort. Archangel Michael says, "What is leaving your life now is making space for something far greater." This is why you cannot hold on to what was revealed to be false. It blocks the arrival of what is true. And once truth arrives, it will take root so deeply that no hidden plan will ever uproot it. The woman who plotted in secret will soon realize that she is standing alone in the very darkness she tried to lead you into. Without the false light of your trust, her world will feel smaller, colder, and without direction. Type Amen to get blessing 884. Your spirit will feel lighter, and with that lightness will come a new sense of focus. You will notice your mind becoming sharper, your heart clearer, and your path more defined. The distractions that once clouded your judgment will no longer be able to reach you. She will watch from afar as you grow into a version of yourself that she can no longer touch. Every step you take forward will remind her of what she lost, the influence she once believed was permanent. That loss will weigh heavier than any confrontation could have. Her story in your life will become a cautionary tale, a reminder that deceit may last for a season, but it can never survive forever. The divine will see to it that her departure becomes a permanent shift, not a temporary pause. And as this chapter closes, you will feel the threads of her energy finally snap away from you. The bond she tried to use against you will be gone, leaving you free to walk your path without looking over your shoulder. Type Amen to get blessing 623. The change in your atmosphere will be so profound that others will notice it too. They will comment on how different you seem, lighter, stronger, more certain of yourself. This will be the reflection of your spirit finally breathing without the weight of hidden betrayal pressing down on it. Opportunities will start to appear in places you never expected. New relationships, new connections, and new paths will open as if the universe had been waiting for this moment to clear the way. And in truth, it had, because no blessing can land in soil poisoned by deceit. Archangel Michael says, "This victory will not be loud, but it will be complete." You will not need to prove anything, because the truth will speak for itself. Those who matter will see, and those who once doubted you will come to understand. Her name. Type Amen to get blessing 509. One day soon, you will look back on this and realize that the danger was not meant to break you, it was meant to prepare you. You have been trained in silence to recognize shadows even in the brightest light. And now, no one will ever be able to hide such intentions from you again. She thought her secrecy was her strength, but it became her weakness. She believed she could control the outcome, but the outcome was never hers to decide. The divine had already written a different ending for you. As she fades completely from your life, you will feel no need to chase answers or demand closure. The closure will come naturally, carried on the wind of time and truth. And when it does, you will know you have truly won, not because she lost, but because you are free. Type Amen to get blessing 377. Her fate will seal itself quietly, without warning, like a candle burning out in the middle of the night. There will be no announcement, no final act of defiance. Only the silent realization on her part that she no longer has any place in your story. This silence will be heavier for her than any public downfall could ever be. She will try to replay the past in her mind, searching for the moment she lost her hold over you. But every memory she revisits will remind her that the unraveling began the moment you stopped trusting her. Trust, once broken, is a thread that can never be repaired in the same way. Archangel Michael says, she will carry the weight of her own actions into every space she enters from now on. The same shadow she tried to leave in your life will follow her instead, because the energy we send out always finds its way back. This is not punishment, it is the balance of all things. You will see her less and less, her presence fading like the echo of a voice you once heard daily. And eventually, there will come a time when her name does not even cross your mind, replaced by the sound of new beginnings calling you forward. Type Amen to get blessing 693. In her absence, your life will not just return to what it was before, it will transform into something stronger, richer, and far more aligned with who you are now. The lessons you've gained will sharpen your instincts and keep your path clear from those who approach with hidden motives. Your relationships will shift too. Those who are meant for you will feel safer in your space, drawn to the purity of your intentions. And those who carry deception will find themselves unable to remain in your presence for long. She will come to realize that losing access to your life was more than losing a connection, it was losing the chance to be in the presence of your growth, your blessings, and your divine protection. That loss will be something she cannot replace, no matter where she turns. The final cord between you will break without ceremony, leaving no lingering tie for her to pull. From that moment on, her influence will be gone for good. Type Amen to get blessing 864. Your heart will no longer carry the heaviness of suspicion. The days ahead will feel lighter, your thoughts will be clearer, and you will move with a confidence that cannot be shaken. This is the natural state you were meant to live in, unburdened and free. Archangel Michael says, you were never meant to be trapped in a web of secrecy. The reason this truth came to light now is because the next chapter of your life requires you to walk unshadowed. Every blessing that has been waiting for you will begin to unfold in rapid succession. Her story will close in your life without bitterness. There will be no need for revenge, no need for final words, only the quiet knowing that you survived something designed to harm you. And in that survival, you found strength you didn't even know you had. One day, you will share your story, and others will find courage in it. They will see that even the closest betrayal cannot destroy a soul protected by divine light. Type Amen to get blessing 541. And when you finally stand in the fullness of your new season, her memory will no longer carry any pain. It will simply be a distant reminder of the obstacles you overcame to become who you are now. The places she once tried to occupy in your life will be filled with people who bring joy, opportunity, and truth. Every empty space she left will be replaced with something far greater. She will see you moving forward, not just surviving but thriving, and that will be the truest form of closure. For while she fades, you rise, and nothing she does can change that. This is the moment your story turns toward the light, and the darkness that once followed you finally falls away forever. Type Amen to get blessing 722.